Welcome to the Makeup Library. I'm Rebecca McGillicuddy, the librarian, and today we're going to be talking about cleaning brushes. Not airbrush guns, that'll be a different video. Actual makeup brushes. Now, I've had clients come to me with issues with their skin, breaking out, product not working the way it used to, and they've changed the products they're using, the skincare they're using, but they're not seeing a difference, and they don't understand why. Well, the change that you actually should be making is in your brushes. Not buying new ones, but cleaning the current ones that you have. How long has it been since you have cleaned your own personal brushes, not to mention if you're a professional, your actual professional brushes? Now, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You do not need to be using products like shampoos, facial cleansers, household cleansers, baby shampoo. All of those items are not made for brushes for a reason. The reason is the brush cleaners are made so that they're a quick removal. You do not damage the bristles, you do not damage the casing, and you do not damage the handles. That's the goal right now. And I apologize if you hear in the background, my cats are also talking. So, we're going to go back to it. What I have right here in front of me is 99% alcohol, which is also considered medical grade alcohol. I got this one from FX Warehouse. I also have the Japanesque brush cleaner. Love it because it has a nice orange scent to it. Makeup Forever's instant brush cleaner. And then I also have the only shampoo that's in this kit, and it is the Makeup Forever sponge shampoo. Now, I'm going to quickly just touch on that because we're not actually going to be going into detail with that. I use it mainly for my powder sponges because I can put a little bit of this in warm water, set them in there, wring them out, work it out of them, and they're good. It has a nice mint smell to it, and I'm all set. That's the only shampoo in this set, as I said. Now, the reason I use 99% alcohol is I do have, as a professional, I use a 99% activated makeup, most times for special effects or airbrush use. Now, in this, we won't be going through that, but I do have a few sponges here that I did use on set one time recently that need cleaning. What they do is they go into the 99% alcohol. I have these mason jars, which are each labeled for what they do. You don't need to put very much product in it. I have a very small amount. You should turn the jar here. You can see a very small amount of the fluid in there. You don't want to waste it. The sponges go in. The mason jars get closed up. They seal very well so the fumes are not overtaking you. And then we're going to go ahead now on to the actual brushes. So, brush cleaner. I have it in a mason jar and a baby food jar, both of them labeled. The mason jar also has a very small amount. I don't go past the label here, or I should say the glass label of the product. And the baby food, I usually only fill up to halfway. You do not need that much in here because you don't want to waste it. So, let me move the lids so that you can see a little bit better. I have on my table, I have a terry towel. I have quite a few Viva individual towels, and then I also have the Viva individual towels over here. I have my brushes separated out. I have my foundation brushes, my lips concealer brushes, my eyeshadow brushes, and my powder and loose brushes. Now, and that's where you would also find your kabuki. You also see I have palettes here. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to take in the small mason jar, the smaller brushes, my lip brushes, and set them in there at an angle, my eyeliner brushes. That one is a concealer brush, and I'll go ahead and grab another lip brush. Whoops. And throw it across the room. Okay, those are going to be set in there for the moment. Now I'm going to also take in my larger jar, which you're seeing why, I'm going to take my foundation brushes. The larger jars help clean the larger brushes. I'm only going to leave those two in there. This will show you how quickly the Japanesque works, you do not need your brushes to sit in there for very long, okay? So I'm taking out the last brush I just put in, is the eyeliner brush. And actually, let me have you come over and see from over my shoulder what I'm doing. Now, I'm just gliding the brush across the towel. I'm not going down on the brushes. I am not pressing hard on the bristles, because you do not want to lose the texture or the shape of your brush as you're cleaning them. So I'm going to dip it in one more time to make sure this is clean. And you can see that was a liner brush. I just wiped it once, wiped it again. It is actually completely clean. So I'm going to set this off to the side. I'm going to go into the lip brush, show you the same thing. Wiping it off, wiping it off. And you can see I'm holding it very flat against the towel. Wiping it off. I'm going to do it one more time. And you can see I'm just tapping it in the product. And this is what I do until it is completely clean. You can see how little is left now. Alright, now I'm only seeing the color that's in the liquid. This brush is actually completely clean. Now you'll notice, when I bring this here, that the solution is always changing colors. That is okay. With the Japanesque, doesn't matter how many colors it changes, it's still going to clean your brush thoroughly. So I'm going on to another lip brush. Now what's on here is the Makeup Forever Lip Lacquer, which is their Stay All Day lip product. And you can see it's a Stay All Day, which means it's also an aqua product. And it is coming out nice and easily. This one's a darker color, so it's just taking a few extra swipes. But you need to be patient with this. Alright, I'm going to quickly take care of the concealer brush so we can get on to the foundation brushes. And you can see that one's clean that quickly. Now, the foundation brushes. They've only been sitting here for the short time I've been cleaning those. I'm actually kind of wringing them out by pressing on them in the bowl. You can see the fluid started changing colors. I'm going to take and run the excess off of the brush, go to my towel, and wipe it over my towel. Now these are flat brushes, so I'm going to keep it flat, rolling from side to side. And doing that, I can also see if there's any fluid coming out the top of the bristles. I'm not seeing any, and this one is clean. I'm going to go to the next one. Now the reason why I really like doing it this way, cleaning the brushes this way in this system, is I get all my cream liquid product brushes clean, and in doing so it allows me then to be able to clean my powder brushes. Why do I want to use this method to clean my powder brushes? Is because you do not want to soak your powder brushes into the solution. In other words, this type of powder brush, this one, any of them that you're using, because the brushes are very full, what they're going to do is completely soak up the product, the cleaner, and go straight into the bezel that's holding the brush. The makeup is not that far deep. It's in the ends. You really want to make sure that you're not destroying these and you're not wasting product. So instead of dipping this in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fold the towel. The product has come through this towel and is now on the opposite side. So I'm going to swipe back and forth on this towel that has the cleaner a few times. You can see that it's actually wet. Let me move this to the towel. You can see that it's wet of the cleaner. Now I'm going to go to the dry area and get the excess brush cleaner off of the bristles. Now I'm swirling it. I'm not smashing it. I'm swirling it. And you can see that it's fairly dry. It's not completely dry, but fairly dry. And then I'm going to actually take and lay it down. All right? Go on to my next brush. Same area. Now normally, I only have so much room. Normally I would put this on a clean towel, not set it back onto the brush cleaning towel. Alright, I've cleaned the powder out of there, and I'm going to dry it off onto this towel. I'm going to go ahead into a larger brush. Again, you can see the discoloration on here because it's been used as powder. I'm just going to swirl it across the cleaning area. And it's not going to redeposit because all the brush cleaner is going to do is keep pulling. So it's not going to redeposit. Drying it off, and you can see it's not discolored anymore. It's also not drenched, but they also will lay down. I will continue this throughout my brushes, including my eyeshadow brushes, in the same system as my powder brushes. Okay, it's another eyeshadow angle brush. Clean that off. Dry it off. You can see my system is consistent throughout all the brushes. It's clean. It goes to the side. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one of these brushes because you don't need to see me clean them all. Alright, as I said, I'm not going to have you go through my cleaning all of the brushes. But I do want to show you one other thing. I do take the towels once the brushes are done and actually clean my palettes with them. You can very easily pick up the palette with the towel and wipe it off. Cleans very well and very quickly. Now, you never want to use makeup removers on your palette or on your brush because they do exactly what they say. They're a makeup remover. So the makeup will not reapply to the brush. You can't pick it up with the brush, and it won't apply to the face properly. You don't want to use makeup remover while you're working on makeup for that very same reason. So stay away from that when it comes to the brushes. Now I want to go ahead and answer a few questions about cleaning your brushes. How often should you clean them? Your personal brushes, probably once a week. I clean mine every other day. I'm a neat freak in that fact. But professionally, after every single time I use my brushes, I get home, I clean them. I have a large amount of brushes that will allow me to be able to work on multiple people on set, so I don't have to clean on set. But when I come home, I immediately clean them, prepare them, so they're sanitized for tomorrow when I work. Always do it that way. Thank you again for spending time today with me. If you liked the video, please subscribe. There will be a link in the description to my blog. On my blog, I will have a more in-depth description of this video, along with all the product links, so that if you should decide that you wanted to actually get a hold of some of them, they'll be available for you. Again, any questions or comments, let me know. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And do not forget to subscribe so that you know what I will be talking about next. Thank you for joining us here at the Makeup Library. I'm your librarian.